Welcome back to the deep dive. Our mission, as always, is to cut through just that relentless noise. The digital world, especially crypto, it just throws so much at you. We want to deliver the really essential insights, the stuff you need to stay not just informed, but, well, ahead of the curve. The crypto market,
Yeah.
it's breathtaking, right? Exhilarating sometimes, but also just this whirlwind of innovation, massive shifts, constant data. Every single day, it feels like there's new projects, regulatory tremors, evolving market stories, and just this flood of data. It feels less like drinking from a fire hose and more like trying to swallow an ocean, doesn't it? So here's the question I want to pose to you, our listener. What if there was like a genuine shortcut, a powerful new ally maybe that could help you cut through all that overwhelming information, help you be truly comprehensively well informed and spot those critical nuggets of knowledge, the real alpha, without feeling completely drowned in the process? Okay, let's absolutely unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into a really powerful new player in this space, Google Gemini Flash 2.5.
Now, this isn't just another AI, it's really positioning itself as an advanced AI research copilot, specifically engineered, it seems, with the unique demands of crypto traders like you in mind. And that Flash part in Flash 2.5, that's important. It signifies a highly efficient, really rapid processing architecture. For you, the crypto trader, this means it can sift through and synthesize just vast, complex data sets, white papers, news, social media sentiment, even regulatory filings at speeds that were, frankly, unimaginable before. It delivers insights almost instantly, and that's absolutely critical in a market where, let's face it, every second, every little nuance can mean the difference between significant gains and, well, missed opportunities. We're going to explore exactly how an AI like Gemini can fundamentally transform your crypto research workflow, help you make profound sense of the chaos, and maybe, just maybe, give you a crucial sustainable edge.
Right. Our mission for this deep dive is really to equip you with a nuanced, sort of balanced understanding of this powerful tool. We'll meticulously explore exactly what Gemini offers, detailing where it truly excels, where it delivers unique value. But just as importantly, we'll shine a bright light on its crucial limitations. Because, understanding what a tool cannot do is just as vital as knowing what it can. Ultimately, we want to help you figure out how to strategically integrate it into your existing workflow, making sure you harness its formidable power effectively while, and this is key, maintaining that critical human oversight that remains irreplaceable. It's truly about empowering you with superior information delivered with unprecedented speed and depth.
Exactly. And this isn't just, some academic chat about cool new tech for tech's sake. This deep dive is rooted in something far more practical, something immediately relevant to your day-to-day in the markets. It's about gaining genuinely actionable knowledge quickly, but also thoroughly. It's about providing those real aha moments, those surprising connections or critical warnings that respect your precious time and directly feed into your desire for practical, actionable insights. We know your time is incredibly valuable, so let's get right into making this cutting-edge information work directly for you, helping you see things you might otherwise miss. So let's begin by grounding ourselves in the fundamentals. What exactly is Google Gemini Flash 2.5 bringing to the table for crypto traders in this incredibly dynamic, often, let's be honest, volatile market? At its core, Gemini Flash 2.5 is designed as a powerful, multimodal AI assistant. It's tailored for critical, complex tasks within the crypto space. Think of it not just as a helper, but as a kind of supercharged analytical engine. It can conduct research with remarkable efficiency, identifying, extracting, and synthesizing key info from vast, often unstructured amounts of text and data. Imagine needing to understand a new DeFi protocol. Gemini doesn't just pull up basic facts. It dives into project white papers, technical docs, forum discussions, maybe even smart contract code snippets. It identifies and explains complex mechanisms like liquidity pools or impermanent loss mitigation strategies, or maybe novel staking models. It's built to assist you in spotting subtle yet critical patterns within massive datasets, a task that realistically would take a human analyst countless hours, maybe even weeks, to do manually. For instance, it might detect correlations between obscure on-chain metrics and broader market sentiment, or pinpoint emerging narratives that are still, below the radar of mainstream news. Furthermore, it excels at analyzing sentiment across various sources, gives you a real-time pulse on market mood, differentiating between genuine conviction and maybe just hype. And crucially, it aids in refining your trading strategies by connecting disparate pieces of information. For example, linking a new regulatory proposal in one country to its potential ripple effects on liquidity providers somewhere else, helping you anticipate market reactions and maybe preemptively adjust your positions. It's meant to be a huge accelerator for your whole analytical and decision-making process.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that While Gemini is undoubtedly powerful in these very specific high-leverage areas, it comes with a crucial distinction. We have to emphasize this right from the start and probably repeat it. It is fundamentally a co-pilot, never a replacement. This means that even with all its advanced AI capabilities, Gemini does not and cannot replace your human judgment, your intuition, your personal risk tolerance, or your ethical considerations. It's a sophisticated tool designed to augment human intelligence, right? To make you more effective, more informed, more efficient. It is not, however, a substitute for your own critical thinking, your nuanced understanding of market psychology, or, frankly, your personal accountability for trades. For your sustained success in the inherently complex and often unpredictable crypto markets, the human element, judgment, discretion, strategic oversight remains absolutely paramount. The AI provides the data, the synthesis, the patterns, the insights, but you provide the wisdom, the final decision, and, well, the ultimate responsibility.
Exactly. And to make that crystal clear, think of it like this. Gemini is your highly skilled navigator, assisting a seasoned captain that's you through treacherous, maybe uncharted waters. The navigator, Gemini, is brilliant at reading complex charts, processing real-time data on currents and wind, predicting weather patterns with astonishing accuracy, identifying potential hazards or opportunities far faster than any human eye. But the captain, again, you, the crypto trader, is the one who ultimately weighs all that intelligence, considers the broader mission, assesses the crew's capabilities, charts the final course, and takes full responsibility for the ship and its journey. You steer the ship. You make the strategic calls, even with the best navigator right there beside you. It's about leveraging your capabilities exponentially, not blindly delegating your most crucial role. This partnership amplifies your intelligence, but it doesn't diminish your authority. Okay, now that we've hopefully established what Gemini is, and crucially what it isn't, let's dive into the core areas where it really shines. Its key use cases, especially for those of you looking to seriously improve your crypto trading and research.
One of the most impactful applications, and frankly one that can save you just countless hours, is pre-trade due diligence. This is where Gemini truly acts as a primary, almost indispensable research tool before you even think about committing your hard-earned capital to a trade. Imagine the sheer effort involved in thoroughly researching some promising new crypto project. You'd need to digest a sprawling, often dense, maybe 50-page white paper. Then you'd have to cross-reference its claims with tokenomics models, compare it against a dozen competitors, and finally sift through reams of legal documents for any lurking regulatory risks. It's a massive, often overwhelming task that usually eats up days, if not weeks. Gemini fundamentally streamlines this whole process. It doesn't just summarize. It distills complex white papers and project docs into easily understandable, actionable summaries. Gets you straight to the core fundamentals. For instance, it could analyze complex token vesting schedules, cross-referencing them with the team's past projects or known investor lockups, automatically flagging potential inconsistencies, or maybe unusually aggressive unlocking events that a manual review might easily miss.
Revealing a hidden red flag about founder incentives or potential market sell pressure. Beyond just individual projects, Gemini can quickly generate robust side-by-side comparisons of similar crypto projects, highlighting not just their stated strengths and weaknesses, but also their unique selling points, tech differentiators, even community engagement metrics, pulling data from various public sources. And perhaps most importantly, in a market that's always dealing with regulatory uncertainty, Gemini can translate dense legal documents, court filings, regulatory updates into plain, digestible language, helping you understand their potential impacts on specific assets, protocol, or market segments. The sources we looked at consistently highlight Gemini's capability to cite its sources for all this, which is a huge plus for you to verify details and dig deeper if you need to. Think about it. Imagine saving not just hours, but entire days of really tedious reading and cross-referencing. Instead, getting straight to the core, nuanced insights you need for robust decision-making without missing crucial, often hidden details. This isn't just efficiency. It's a profound shift in how accessible, comprehensive due diligence can become.
Yeah, and if we really connect this to the bigger picture, Gemini is directly tackling a monumental sort of systemic challenge that's long plagued the financial world. Information asymmetry, and the severe time constraints that really disproportionately hinder retail traders from doing thorough institutional-grade due diligence. Large institutional traders, big funds, they employ dedicated teams, right? Analysts, researchers, lawyers, all poring over this kind of information. Individual traders historically have been kind of left to their own devices, often relying on partial information or maybe third-party summaries that might lack depth and be biased. Gemini essentially democratizes access to highly sophisticated research capabilities. It helps level the playing field somewhat. It allows you to process, synthesize, and understand information on a scale and with the speed previously only available to the largest firms. This capability helps overcome the sheer volume of data and the incredibly rapid pace of the crypto market, significantly reducing the likelihood that you're making decisions based on incomplete, superficial, or maybe even misleading information. It's a powerful step towards a more informed trading environment for everyone involved.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, I think, and where Gemini's multimodal capabilities truly shine. Its skill in news to strategy conversion. This isn't just about passively reading the news, it's about actively transforming disparate, often conflicting news articles into coherent, balanced, and actionable insights that can directly inform your trading ideas. We all know that in crypto, a single news story, one headline, can send markets reeling or soaring. But relying on just one source or one angle, well, that can quickly lead to a biased or incomplete understanding of what's going on. Gemini excels precisely here. By aggregating and synthesizing perspectives from multiple media outlets, both inside and outside the cryptosphere. It pulls information from various sources, maybe a cautious financial journal, an enthusiastic crypto blog, even specialized regulatory news feeds to provide a much more balanced kind of panoramic view, actively helping you avoid single-source bias and that dreaded echo chamber effect. Based on these aggregated and balanced signals, Gemini can then help you draft potential trading strategies, giving you a significant head start on how to react to complex market events or even proactively position yourself.
To make this really concrete, let's consider a complex scenario, like the passage of a significant new crypto bill in a major jurisdiction. A human trader, relying on their usual newsfeed, might read one article perhaps from a progressive tech outlet and immediately form a bullish opinion, focusing only on the bill's potential for mainstream adoption. Gemini, however, can digest reports from several, maybe diametrically opposed media outlets simultaneously, say a left-leaning financial publication focused on consumer protection, a more conservative business journal worried about market stability, and a crypto-specific news site highlighting its impact on specific Layer 2 protocols. Gemini then processes these diverse inputs and outputs balanced, trade-ready intelligence. For instance, it might highlight that while one outlet praises the bill's positive impact on institutional adoption, another emphasizes its potential to stifle innovation for smaller projects due to, say, stringent compliance requirements. Gemini can then synthesize these diverse perspectives into a remarkably nuanced understanding, allowing you to see not just the immediate bullish or bearish arguments, but also the underlying complexities, potential second-order effects, and a whole range of possible market reactions. From this more holistic view, you can then formulate a far more robust and adaptive trading strategy, one that accounts for multiple possibilities rather than being blindsided by an angle you just didn't see. This depth of understanding is incredibly valuable in navigating the often polarized and rapidly shifting narratives around crypto regulation.
So, what does this all mean for you, the trader? When it comes to turning a breaking story into an actionable strategy without getting lost in an ocean of conflicting details, it means you're moving way beyond just a knee-jerk gut reaction to a headline. You're getting a panoramic, multifaceted view of the situation, allowing you to proactively consider multiple angles, different stakeholder incentives, and a range of potential market outcomes before you even think about placing a trade. It's about proactive, deeply informed decision-making rooted in comprehensive understanding rather than reactive, often costly, speculation. This is where AI really elevates your strategic thinking. Okay, another incredibly powerful and maybe often overlooked application of Gemini is its ability to help you reflect on your past trades, essentially turning your historical data into a powerful learning tool. It's one thing to make a trade and see the outcome right, but it's an entirely different and far more valuable thing to truly learn from that outcome, internalize the lessons, and apply them systematically going forward. Gemini can analyze your historical trading data with remarkable granularity, cross-referencing it with market events, news sentiment, even broader macroeconomic indicators from that specific time period. It helps you identify subtle missed signals that, well, in hindsight, might have led to a completely different, perhaps more profitable outcome. For example, it might pinpoint specific market indicators or news events you might have just overlooked in real time. Perhaps a crucial whale transfer signal right before a sudden price dip, or maybe a minor regulatory announcement that subtly shifted investor sentiment. It can also meticulously analyze your entry and exit points against complex market movements, volume profiles, liquidity shifts, highlighting suboptimal decisions, essentially showing you precise timing mistakes or maybe missed opportunities for better execution. This capability fosters a continuous, data-driven learning curve, allowing you to learn from your past actions and significantly improve your future performance. It's kind of like having a meticulous, impartial coach review every single play you made.
Yeah, but this capability immediately raises an important question, doesn't it, about how we, as traders, balance this rigorous historical analysis with the inherently dynamic, forward-looking nature of crypto markets. While Gemini can offer invaluable insights into past performance and identify patterns, it's crucial to remember that evolving markets mean human oversight and adaptive thinking remain absolutely critical. Past performance, even analyzed with the most sophisticated AI, it never guarantees future results. We all know that. The crypto landscape shifts constantly. New technologies emerge, regulatory frameworks evolve, market narratives pivot on a dime. So while Gemini helps illuminate past errors and reveal missed opportunities, you still need to apply that learning to a potentially very different, rapidly unfolding future market context. Adapting your strategy rather than just blindly following historical patterns, it's about leveraging historical data intelligently and adaptively, not using it as some kind of static blueprint. To really illustrate this, let's think about a concrete example. Imagine using Gemini to reflect on a past Ethereum, ETH, trade you made back in, say, March 2021, and then asking it to compare that trade's context to potential market conditions in mid-2025. This isn't just a simple look back. It involves a sophisticated, multifaceted analysis. Gemini could integrate and analyze a whole range of critical factors. Things like projected ETH ETF inflows, anticipated Ethereum network upgrades like shardings, momentum shifts in Layer 2 ecosystems, the broader macro interest rate outlook, even the evolving competitive landscape from other Layer 1s. By analyzing these diverse elements, some historical, some predictive, Gemini could guide you toward more informed timing and risk assessment for future ETH trades. It might suggest, for instance, that while a certain entry point or profit-taking strategy worked perfectly in the DeFi summer of 2021, a completely different approach might be necessary given anticipated institutional adoption, supply dynamics, market structure changes projected for 2025. This helps you contextualize past decisions within a forward-looking, evolving framework, which is incredibly powerful for refining a truly adaptive trading strategy.
That's a fantastic way to put it. That adaptive nature of learning is key. And speaking of narratives, which are just so potent in crypto, Gemini is also incredibly adept at narrative tracking, basically spotting the buzz, often before it hits the mainstream awareness. In crypto, narratives can be incredibly powerful drivers of price action, sometimes even more so than pure fundamentals, at least in the short to medium term. Identifying the prevailing story or theme behind a token or a sector or a market movement, it can be a significant source of alpha. For example, imagine a scenario where you're evaluating render token, RNDR, which often sits right at the intersection of AI and Web3. Gemini can perform a deep analysis of RNDR by pulling together prevailing AI Web3 narrative hooks from a multitude of sources, not just crypto news sites, but also developer forums, academic papers on decentralized rendering, social media chatter, maybe even patent filings. It analyzes the sentiment surrounding these narratives, trying to differentiate between just fleeting hype and genuine, building interest. It can then connect the dots between these broader narratives, say, the increasing demand for decentralized GPU rendering for AI model training, and RNDR's specific technology, ecosystem partnerships, and token utility. This process can elevate RNDR from just another token on a list to a potential high-conviction trade setup, based on the strength and validation of that narrative and the growing sentiment around it. This is about understanding the story behind a token, which, in a market often driven by collective belief in innovation cycles, can be just as crucial as the underlying numbers for making deeply informed decisions. It helps you get ahead of the curve, or at least ride it more effectively by understanding its underlying momentum. Now, as incredible and, well, transformative as Gemini sounds, it's absolutely vital we grasp what it cannot do. Gemini isn't, and likely never will be, your full autonomous trading desk. Misinterpreting its capabilities could lead to significant missteps, maybe costly errors. So let's talk candidly about its key limitations. These are just as important to understand as its strengths. First and foremost, Gemini currently lacks real-time data. This means it doesn't provide live market feeds directly from exchanges. You won't find dynamic, up-to-the-second price quotes, order book info, or live trade execution data within Gemini itself. Its strength is synthesizing information from those feeds, not providing them directly. Second, building on that, it does not offer live price charts or technical analysis indicators. You won't see intricate candlestick charts, volume profiles, moving averages, or all those other technical indicators that experienced traders rely on for micro-timing and pattern recognition in real time. And perhaps most critically, Gemini has absolutely no execution capabilities. It cannot place trades for you, manage your portfolio, or execute automated strategies. Zero. It is a sophisticated research and analysis tool, period, not a trading platform or an automated trading bot. These fundamental limitations are heavily emphasized across multiple sources we looked at, underscoring their critical importance for any user. You wouldn't expect a powerful microscope to also be a telescope, right? Each tool serves a specific, vital function.
Right. And what's profoundly fascinating here, I think, is understanding that while Gemini excels at synthesis, pattern recognition, and processing vast amounts of historical and current textual data, it operates in a very distinct and specialized lane. It's a powerful research engine, yes, absolutely. But it is unequivocally not an operating system for your entire trading strategy. Therefore, it is an absolute imperative that you always pair Gemini with specialized real-time tools. For example, you would use a robust platform like TradingView for live charting, technical analysis, drawing your own trend lines in real time. That's essential. You'd integrate cutting-edge on-chain analytics platforms like, say, Nansen to track the movements of smart money, identify large whale transactions, or monitor specific contract interactions that might signal impending market moves. Or you'd use a comprehensive data aggregator like CoinGecko for up-to-date market cap, circulating supply data, fundamental overviews of thousands of tokens. So relying solely on Gemini for real-time trading decisions would be like, I don't know, navigating a rapidly changing, turbulent ocean with only a meticulously detailed map of past voyages, but no compass, no GPS, and no current weather report. Each tool serves a specific, crucial function, and they are designed to complement, not replace each other within a sophisticated trader's toolkit.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And beyond lacking those real-time capabilities, like virtually all advanced AI models, Gemini can sometimes provide information that, maybe while accurate at the time of its last training update, might not be perfectly current or entirely precise in such a rapidly evolving market. This isn't unique to Gemini, right? It's a known challenge with large language models. They're trained on vast data sets, but don't inherently have instantaneous real-time internet access for every single micro event. For example, the sources highlighted an illustration involving PiCoin's delayed mainnet claim. That's a specific instance where Gemini might, at certain points, produce information that is either outdated or imprecise if it hasn't ingested the absolute latest breaking development. If a crucial regulatory shift or maybe a major protocol exploit occurred just hours or even minutes ago, Gemini might not yet reflect it. And that could lead to a potentially misinformed decision if you don't engage in rigorous cross-referencing.
Exactly. And this specific point raises an incredibly important question about the freshness of the data and AI processes, particularly in a market as mercurial and time-sensitive as crypto, where minutes can indeed make a profound difference to your positions. The information landscape changes not just daily, but hourly, sometimes even second by second. What was true an hour ago might be rendered completely obsolete by a new market event or a sudden shift in on-chain activity. Therefore, critical thinking, independent verification, and a commitment to ongoing cross-referencing are not just recommended, they are absolutely non-negotiable. Always, always cross-reference any AI-generated insight with the most current, real-time data from multiple reliable sources. It's an essential, foundational safeguard against making decisions based on stale, imprecise, or even outright incorrect information. And it's where your human vigilance provides that final, crucial filter.
So, to kind of echo and synthesize that really vital point, Gemini is undeniably a brilliant assistant, an incredibly powerful copilot that can dramatically enhance your research and analysis. But you, the human trader, you remain the editor, the ultimate decision maker, and the responsible party. You're the one who applies the current context, cross-references the facts, assesses the nuanced risks, and ultimately bears the responsibility for your trades. It empowers you, sure, but it doesn't absolve you. Okay, so given these inherent limitations, the absolute best practice for leveraging Gemini, and frankly any advanced AI in the crypto space, is to treat it as your research copilot, emphatically not as an autopilot. The optimal way to truly extract its maximum value is as an integral part of a multi-tool approach, creating a synergistic strategy where each tool brings its unique strengths to the table and critically compensates for the limitations of the others. This means combining Gemini's extraordinary narrative analysis capabilities, where it excels at synthesizing vast amounts of qualitative information and understanding evolving market stories, with other highly specialized tools.
For instance, you could integrate real-time sentiment tools, maybe like Grok, to gauge immediate market sentiment directly from social media and news feeds, getting a lightning-fast pulse on what the broader crypto community is feeling and saying right now. This complements Gemini's deeper narrative synthesis with those instantaneous emotional temperature checks. You would also wisely utilize structured logic tools, maybe advanced versions of ChatGPT, to help you structure and refine your raw trading ideas into a clear, coherent, logically sound framework. Perhaps asking it to identify potential counter-arguments or refine your thesis based on Gemini's initial insights.
The sources we looked at consistently highlight this multi-tool combination as a highly effective best practice, emphasizing the profound importance of orchestrating these diverse tools rather than just relying on any single one. It's about building a robust ecosystem, not just adopting one piece of software.
Exactly. And if we connect this integrated approach to the bigger picture of intelligent decision-making, it actively and deliberately encourages critical thinking rather than just passive acceptance. You are explicitly not relying on one single AI to give you the answer in some kind of black box. Instead, you are thoughtfully orchestrating several different specialized tools, each with its own strengths, specific functions, and inherent limitations to create, rigorously test, and continually refine your trading ideas responsibly. This method inherently forces you to engage more deeply with the information at every stage, to understand the unique inputs and outputs of each component, and to critically evaluate the combined synthesis. It's about building a highly resilient, adaptable, and ultimately more successful decision-making framework where the AI tools empower and amplify your human intellect rather than replacing it. Fostering a more sophisticated and robust trading strategy, you become the conductor of a powerful information orchestra, if you will.
I like that, the conductor. So let's concretely visualize this. Think about designing and building your own ultimate AI-powered research system for crypto. You could literally map this out as a flowchart, right? Detailing how Gemini seamlessly fits into your overall workflow alongside other critical tools. You might start by leveraging Gemini for the heavy lifting, broad market research, identifying emerging narratives, deep diving into project fundamentals. Gemini, for example, might flag an obscure altcoin that's gaining traction in some niche developer forums, linking it to a larger decentralized science narrative, perhaps. You then take those initial insights from Gemini and feed them into a real-time sentiment tool like Grok, immediately checking if the broader market sentiment truly aligns with Gemini's narrative analysis or if there's maybe a disconnect. You might find that while the narrative is strong, the general social media buzz is still kind of muted, maybe indicating an early entry point. Next, you could use a logic structuring tool, like ChatGPT, to formalize your potential trading idea, asking it to identify specific assumptions you're making, potential counterarguments, or maybe outline a structured thesis with clear entry and exit criteria. Finally, before any capital is committed, you'd move to real-time validation tools. TradingView for technical analysis of price action, Nansen for on-chain metrics. Verifying current market data, checking for significant whale movements, identifying liquidity hotspots. This kind of systematic, mapped-out workflow helps you deeply understand the strengths and weaknesses of each component and ensures you're not overlooking critical analytical steps in your pursuit of alpha. It's a deliberate, multi-layered approach to market intelligence. Let's expand even further on that crucial integration concept and really dig into the practical application of weaving AI, specifically Gemini, into your everyday crypto workflow. It's not just about having these tools available, it's about intimately understanding their distinct complementary roles and orchestrating them for maximum impact.
A profoundly effective way to visualize this, I think, is through a conceptual tool comparison table. Not just a list, but a deep understanding of each player's distinct role and why a strategic combination is vastly superior to relying on any single one. So, we have Gemini. As we've explored, it excels in news summarization, sophisticated narrative analysis, broad foundational research. It's your unparalleled intelligence analyst for ingesting white papers, deciphering complex regulatory updates, spotting emerging themes that are still simmering below the surface. Its strength is uncovering the why and the what if. Then you have TradingView. This is your operational command center for real-time market data. Its core strengths lie in providing live charts, a vast array of technical analysis indicators, immediate price action. While Gemini tells you why a narrative might be forming around a token, TradingView shows you how the market is actually reacting to that narrative, allowing you to identify precise entry and exit points, set stop losses, manage your risk based on live price movements and volume. For instance, Gemini might highlight a potential bullish narrative for a layer 2 token, right? And you then use TradingView to identify maybe a bullish divergence on the RSI or a break above a key resistance level, confirming the technical feasibility of the trade. Nansen then comes into play for its strengths in on-chain data analysis. This isn't about price, it's about direct blockchain activity. Nansen allows you to track smart money movements, identifying the wallets of large, influential investors or institutions, observing their deposits and withdrawals from exchanges, or tracking significant transactions to specific DeFi protocols. It helps you see where the actual capital is flowing on the blockchain. So if Gemini flags a brewing restaking narrative, you'd turn to Nansen to look for large institutional inflows into restaking protocols. Confirming if smart money is truly materializing behind the narrative rather than just social media hype, it adds a layer of immutable, verifiable truth to the AI's narrative analysis. And finally, CoinGecko. Its strengths lie in providing comprehensive market data, fundamental overviews of literally thousands of tokens, historical price tracking, quick access to basic info like market cap, circulating supply, listing exchanges. It's your quick reference encyclopedia for any token. If Gemini identifies a promising, lesser-known project, you'd use CoinGecko for a rapid fundamental check, verifying its market cap, supply schedule, recent price performance before diving deeper. What's truly fascinating here is understanding that no single tool is a silver bullet, nor is any one tool redundant when used correctly. Each possesses a unique, irreplaceable strength, and when you strategically combine them, you construct a far more robust, multidimensional understanding of the market. This isn't about finding the best tool, it's about meticulously creating the best system tailored for your trading style, by using the right tools for the right job at the precise right time.
That systematic, layered approach is absolutely key. And it truly embodies the spirit of a deep dive into market intelligence, doesn't it? And to make the learning process even more concrete and impactful, let's talk about the concept of trade reflection visualization. Imagine having the ability to overlay your past trades directly onto interactive charts or specific data points that Gemini has identified as crucial. For instance, Gemini might have analyzed market data and news from 3 months ago and identified a very subtle, often overlooked, momentum signal. Say, a specific news event about an obscure regulatory filing or a nuanced shift in developer commit activity. Something that, in hindsight, clearly indicated a coming price move that you didn't capitalize on. Or perhaps it highlights a significant macro data release like a surprising CPI print or a shift in central bank rhetoric that, when viewed through Gemini's analytical lens, clearly affected the outcome of your trade in a way you hadn't fully grasped at the time. This kind of visualization, where Gemini essentially provides a high-definition post-mortem analysis, makes the learning process incredibly powerful and visceral. You can literally see, with precise clarity, exactly where you might have missed a crucial signal, maybe misinterpreted market context, or mistimed an entry or exit, allowing you to refine your future timing and risk assessment with far greater precision. It's like having a meticulous, data-driven replay of your trading decisions with expert AI-powered commentary, transforming every past trade into a powerful lesson.
Yeah, building on that powerful concept, we can envision a prompt-to-idea timing map. This is a conceptual timeline that beautifully illustrates the entire decision-making process, showcasing how quickly and iteratively you can move from a raw market event to a meticulously refined, tentative trade idea, all intelligently guided by AI, but ultimately executed by human hands. It begins with Gemini processing a significant market-moving event, perhaps a surprise Fed interest rate announcement, a major blockchain upgrade hitting a milestone, or even a sudden, unexpected whale transaction. Gemini helps you instantly shape an initial prompt, asking the most pertinent questions to extract the most relevant first-order insights. For example, your initial prompt might be something like, analyze the consensus interpretation of this Fed announcement across traditional finance and crypto media, and identify potential second-order effects on stablecoin demand and DeFi borrowing rates. Gemini then returns a distilled, multifaceted analysis. This leads to a more refined idea, which you then immediately cross-reference with other tools and, most importantly, your own human judgment. For instance, Gemini might highlight an unexpected divergence. While traditional assets might dip due to the rate hike, specific crypto assets, maybe those seen as inflation hedges like Bitcoin, might actually see renewed interest as capital seeks alternative stores of value. But perhaps only for specific blue chips, while higher-risk altcoins could suffer from reduced liquidity. This refined idea then culminates in a tentative trade setup meticulously planned, fully guided by AI insights and human discernment, but with the final execution still firmly in your control. This raises an incredibly important question about the speed, the iterative nature, and the cognitive load of decision-making in these high-frequency, complex environments. Gemini profoundly accelerates the initial data-intensive stages of discovery and analysis, freeing up your precious time for the most critical elements: strategic evaluation, risk management, and the ultimate decision to act or not. It shrinks the information gathering phase, allowing for far more time in the crucial analysis and final decision-making phases, fundamentally reshaping your trading workflow.
So as we draw this deep dive to a close, we've thoroughly unpacked how Google Gemini Flash 2.5 can truly be a game changer for your crypto research, acting as an incredibly powerful copilot to help you navigate the complex, often overwhelming, information landscape. It's clear that it's a formidable tool for deeply informed decision-making, significantly enhancing your pre-trade due diligence, sharpening your news-to-strategy conversion, and even providing invaluable data-driven insights for learning from your past trades. Especially And this is the key takeaway, perhaps. When used thoughtfully, synergistically, alongside your indispensable human judgment and other specialized real-time tools, it's about being smarter, faster, and more comprehensively informed.
Indeed. And as advanced AI tools like Gemini become increasingly sophisticated, more seamlessly integrated into our daily workflows and decision-making processes, this naturally raises an important, maybe even provocative question for you, our dedicated listener, to ponder. How do you see your unique role as a trader evolving in this rapidly transforming landscape? Will AI truly democratize access to advanced trading insights, making sophisticated strategies and deep analysis available to a much broader audience, effectively leveling the playing field? Or will its widespread adoption simply create new, more nuanced challenges for staying ahead in an increasingly AI-powered market, demanding even greater human critical thinking and adaptability to truly extract value? It's a thought worth mulling over, I think, because your role is definitely changing, but your ultimate authority and responsibility absolutely remain.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating future to consider, and one we'll definitely continue to explore here on the deep dive. And hey, if you're finding this deep dive helpful for understanding how cutting-edge AI can genuinely enhance your trading strategy, and you appreciate us cutting through the noise to bring you these timely, actionable insights, please take just a moment to engage with us. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Your support truly helps the deep dive grow. It boosts our visibility in the algorithm so more people like you can discover these insights, and it directly lets us keep delivering this quality, well-researched crypto content straight to your ears. We genuinely appreciate you being a vital part of our community and helping us continue this mission. Thank you. Thank you for diving deep with us today. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and most importantly, stay exceptionally well-informed.